So yeah, guys. So we have seen, how previously we have seen how tissue examining would be done. Later we have seen the second technique. Second technique, that is lesions and ablations. In this video, let us see how this electrical stimulation is done and what are the observations that we can make. So electric stimulation or brain stimulation has been used to map connections. So it's used to, map connections in the brain. And even to elicit changes in behavior. So elicit meaning, to influence the changes in the behavior. So actually brain, how it is done. So brain has lack of pain receptors, and it means that pain receptors would not be there for brain, so that it is insensitivity to the pain, where that's what even brain surgeries were done or conducted when patients are awake as well, because the pain centers are not there in the brain. So using this technique, Penfield, the scientist, was the first researcher to discover amazing topographical representation of body areas. So where exactly, for example, this is a hand. The movements are controlled and coordinated by the particular area within the brain. So that was first given by the Penfield. And even, using these topographic representations of body areas in the primary motor and somatosensory cortex. So by using this electrical stimulations. So how, let us see the next technique, that is how neurochemical manipulations would work for that matter. So neurochemical manipulations and immunological methods has been used to identify groups of neurons in the central nervous system. So that, that uses very specific neurotransmitters. So in the neurochemical manipulations, what they will do is they will give drugs systematically to or applied specific anatomical areas by stimulating them or blocking specific neurotransmitter receptors. So either stimulating or blocking certain receptors, where by using drugs is done in this neurochemical manipulations. And through PET studies, specific neurotransmitters such as dopamine can be imaged in the humans. So we can know that how dopamine is actually produced and how it is affecting and what parts, etc., can be studied within this technique, that is neurochemical manipulation. Let's see how electrical recording would be taking place. So when we talk about electrical recording, we are talking about how brain function is done by by recording its electrical activity. So each technique has a different type of approach. So that is the take home message actually. In electrical recording, actually which areas would be located. In topographical studies, which stains are used. So this is how you need to be aware of these topics. And coming to this electrical activity in EEG. EEG meaning electroencephalography. EEG. So, but the surface recording is possible because the electrochemical activity of the brain is conducted passively through the meninges, so that we can even study the surfaces. So in order to record these electrical activity, series of stimulus or light flashes will be used. So the raw EEG for a precise 1 or 2 second period, followed by each stimulus is recorded and fed into computer, where it is summed up and averaged. So likewise, we can go ahead with this electrical recording by the raw EEG to get a precise one. So these would be followed by different approach. So what happens in Vivo Imaging? How it will be done? Let us see. So the first of the in vivo imaging techniques, right? Computer tomography. That is CT scanning, came onto streams in early 1970s, etc. And as technology is developed, the value of scanning become very much clearer. When the advancements were there. So the CT, also known as computerized axial tomography, that is CAT, provides structural images. So to generate brain scans, low level of X-ray radiation is used or passed through the individual head at a series of different angles, so that we will be getting the structural images of the brain. And MRI is the most advanced or recently developed developed technique, which actually initially introduced as a rival to CT, but this technique itself is a very complex. MRI technique itself is a complex, relying on the measurement of response of hydrogen atoms. The hydrogen atoms would be bombarded, and then they will be calculating how much time it is taken, to radio waves in a very strong magnetic field. So there would be magnetic field around the scanning. So this magnetic field would actually, measured in this MRI scanning methods. And it is very much complex methods, where PET scans provide color-coded images of a person's brain. PET scans, PET, color images. Exactly where the brain activities, there are different sorts of tasks such as reading words, solving mental arithmetic, and listening to music. So at this activities, we can see that what are the areas would actually giving up this sensations, and we can study the color images. So this is in vivo, and in vivo means in live condition. So PET scan is more powerful means of assessing functional brain activity, although it does not directly measure the neuronal events. It won't directly measure the neuronal events, but actually it gives, indicates level of changes that undertaking in different conditions, so that we can study and we can understand how the brain would be functioning. So hope you understood these parts, where in different materials in a different way they are explained. And here I try to explain, what are the different techniques that can be used to study the brain, like examining tissue, lesion and ablations, neurochemical manipulation, electrical recording, in vivo imaging. So each technique has specific target tissue, or electrical activities, or neurochemical means again neurotransmitters blocking, or eliciting. All these things are important to remember during UGC is concerned, because these might be asked as a questions. So these might be asked as a questions in the exam paper. So right, you can take a notes that neurochemical manipulation, these neurotransmitters were blocked or elicited. So in such a way that each technique has got its target molecule or target area, that if you can make a tabular form, it would be more easy for recapping. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please like, do subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe and share as much as you can. Thank you.